Something called runway incursions has been getting a lot of press. Basically, a runway incursion is when someone taxis onto a runway when they should not have done so. This can cause real safety problems. In fact, the aviation accident that cost the most in terms of human life was a collision between an airplane taking off and an airplane that was taxiing. Let's look at this first in regard to controlled airports, those with a tower. Generally, when we get a taxi clearance for a departure, we're cleared to a runway. Using Hagerstown, Maryland as an example, if the taxiing is to runway 27 and starts at the T-hangars on the west side of the field, that clearance means we are cleared to cross runway 202 unless otherwise stated. If the controller instructs us to hold short of the other runway, 202, that instruction should be read back to the controller and heeded. The hold short markings for a runway look like this. We are to hold short of the solid line. The dashes are on the runway side, the active side. If the controller instructs us to hold short of the ILS critical area, those markings look like this. An airplane past this point on the ground can interfere with the ILS signals for airplanes on approach. If there's any doubt about it, question the controller before you taxi past any yellow lines that are perpendicular to your path or onto any runway. You might feel dumb doing that, but actually you're being very smart. Taxiway and hold short markings are all in yellow. There are also runway holding position signs with a red background located at the holding position on taxiways that intersect a runway or on runways that intersect other runways or at the departure and approach ends of the runways. These signs with white letters and a red background are another signal that you're coming to a runway, and they tell you which runway that will be. If the sign just says 27, that means you're coming to the threshold of runway 27. If it is a taxiway other than at the end of the runway, or if the sign is on an intersecting runway, it will identify the runway ahead. If, for example, it says 202, that means the threshold of runway 20 is to the left and of runway 2 is to the right.